Good morning. It's Coffee Chats with Coach Candy. It is Thankful Thursday, or Thursday Thanks, and Thursday Throwdown. So we're going to kind of combine two different spaces today because we have been really stepping into a space to talk about gratitude and what that looks like. Good morning, Deborah. So we are going to talk about, and good morning, Myra. We're going to talk about some more gratitude and ways that we can flex that muscle and be more deliberate and purposeful. Good morning, Terry. And so as we continue to discuss magic, as we talked about yesterday, I want to get into some areas around really being much more intentional around gratitude. And for some of you that might be just joining us, again, this is Candy. We do coffee chats every morning at 7:30, different theme every day. And so Monday we started with Monday Mindset. Tuesday was all about our training space, so skills, strategies, tools, things that we can learn to enhance. Good morning, Elaine. Wednesday is our Wonder Space, so we dance in the possibilities. And yesterday, we talked a lot about magic, and magic being that space of manifesting awesome gifts into consciousness. And so I want you to think about that for a minute. Thursday is our good morning, Connie. Thursday is our space of deep challenge and deep gratitude. So Thursday Thanks, Thursday Throwdown, and then Friday is really going to be our feature space. And so I will be sharing podcast, books, other amazing thought leaders who may be joining us on the show. So we'll have an opportunity to hear from some other people as well and step into their amazing gifts and tools, etc. So let's dive in this morning because I want to do some big things on gratitude. And I've already mentioned this book. So for those of you that have been joining, good morning, Martha. You've heard me mention the book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. It is book number 3 in the Secret series. So all of the books around The Secret, there's The Power. So there's The Secret, there's The Power, there's Magic, and then there's Hero. So those are the 4 books in the series. Phenomenal. All 4 are powerful. In fact, I think my favorite one is The Power. It actually takes The Secret to a whole nother level and really is more around implementation and some other things. Good morning, Robin. And so I want to just highlight some things out of that book because I think what I really love about that book, The Magic, is that it really does get into 28 deliberate practices of how to bring magic into your life. And it's all in conjunction with how we step into a place of being intentional and purposeful when it comes to gratitude. And gratitude, the very basic elements of gratitude start with us deeply stepping into a place to say thank you. And I think we forget sometimes how powerful those 2 words are. When we express thank you for everything in our life, and give me a minute, I'm going to take a little caffeine. When we take that moment to express that gratitude, when we say thank you, and when we really step into a space to mean it, not just say it just to be like, oh, thank you, but to really feel the essence of the gratitude that we're sharing, we open up access to so much more in our life. And so really, I'm going to share a couple things that I found that I think put this into great context. And one of the things I want to do is I want to start with I guess you would call it a poem from a Swanee Native American leader. And it says, "When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the morning light, for your life and strength. Give thanks for your food and the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies within yourself." And I think we forget that we have an opportunity to give thanks in every aspect of our life. Even the stuff that feels really heavy, even the stuff that feels like it's a trial or tribulation or something that we're getting stuck and being challenged in, even that is something to have gratitude for. And I know that I've mentioned, good morning, Nikki. I know that I've also talked about before that having gratitude in the journey itself is where most of the power happens. It's like when we talk about that, it's not the pushing, it's not the resistance, it's not the over extraneous work and effort that we put in where the growth happens. It's in the space of rest. It's in the space of calm. It's in the space of when we allow ourselves to receive. That also is the space of when we drop into a deep place of gratitude, when things are getting really tough. It's that, again, that space of dropping in. It's that space of getting centered, and it's that space of getting connected to something that is much bigger than just us. It's that higher sense of self. It's that spirit. It's God. It's Tao. It's whatever you want to call it, universe. It's that energy that is a life force that is what we are all connected to. When you drop into that and have gratitude, amazing things start to open up. And so I want you to think about, there's a magic formula. So when we talk about gratitude, when we talk about the importance of the words thank you in your life, and thank you with deep meaning, thank you from a place that says I'm overflowing with love and appreciation and thanks and gratitude, that when I put myself in that space to express that, to live in gratitude, to express the magic in your life, thank you must become the two words you deliberately say and feel more than any other words. And I would say the only other words that I would add to that are the I love you space. I love you, I am, and thank you. Those are the three spaces that are going to truly open up access for so much. Good morning, Michelle. And so I want you to think about, they need to become your identity. Think about that for a minute. Create a deliberate space where you are really intentional about your thank you, that you are saying thank you every day, and that it is becoming part of the essence of who you are in your own identity. And so thank you. I love this so much. Thank you is the bridge from where you are now to live the life of your dreams. And so the formula works like this. It's really simple. Deliberately think and say the magic words thank you. So just in general, when you think, when you wake up first thing in the morning, and I love, for those of you that have watched The Shift, you know that's my favorite movie. Wayne Dyer demonstrates, good morning, Mario, demonstrates that he wakes up every morning and the first thing he does before his feet hits the floor is to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so just standing in a space to deliberately think and say the magic words thank you is extremely powerful to start tapping you into that magic. The more you deliberately think and say the magic words thank you, the more gratitude you feel. And the more gratitude you deliberately think and feel, the more abundance you receive. So who doesn't want more abundance in their life, right? Who doesn't want more magic? Who doesn't want? So gratitude is truly a feeling. And for those of you that have been on here for a while, you know that I think it was week 1, I shared a vibration chart, and I'm happy to share it again. But you can see where the different levels of vibration play. And gratitude and love are the two top levels of vibration that we can be in at any given point, where shame and guilt, well, guilt's not even really a feeling, guilt's a mindset, but shame and fear and anxiety and anger and all of that are such lower vibrations that when you're in a space of feeling something that's bringing you down, the instant way you can elevate yourself is to drop into gratitude. Drop into gratitude in any way, and it might be as simple as something Bob Proctor talks about, which is to simply say, I am so thankful and grateful now that. I am so happy and grateful now that. Whatever that might be, is to put yourself in a space to really deliberately say, what in this moment, when all chaos is going crazy, when all hell is breaking loose, when the world seems upside down, when all I want to do is climb in the fetal position, what is the way that you can drop in and say, what do I have to be grateful for in this moment? And some of it may be that I am just taking a breath to actually experience this in this moment. Or it could be the simple fact that, you know what, if I'm in this right now, I know and trust that I'm going to move into a space that's going to open up, that's going to be even more beautiful. I just have to appreciate the fact that I get to go through this right now. And that's part of the opportunity, right, is to really look at what's the opportunity when you drop into gratitude. And so I'm curious, before I get into some of the throwdown today and some of the challenge, we've been talking about gratitude. We've been in a space to put some things out there. And one of the things that you guys were asked last week was how to have gratitude in 2 spaces. And so I really want to know how that's been for you. You were asked, it was a 2-part challenge last week on the throwdown. And the first part was how having gratitude in any of the shame that might be showing up for you. And again, that's that really bottom vibration, that when it shows up, that shame, that space of feeling unworthiness. One of the pieces of the challenge was to step into a space to drop in and say, where's the gratitude inside of this shame? What gratitude? How can I appreciate and have gratitude for myself in this space? What can I acknowledge about myself that I love, that I'm thankful for, that I'm appreciative for? So that was part one. And I'm curious if any of you have had an opportunity to really delve into that space, what's showing up for you, what might be, creating some more anxiety, fear, where you might feel stuck, or what's like really just shifted. So I'd love to hear that piece. The other piece that you were sort of charged with in terms of the throwdown was to extend that gratitude out to others, but in a very deliberate way, which was writing thank you in a handwritten note. Was to thank someone for how they're showing up in your life, for how they've, impacted you, for just who they are. It was an opportunity. I know many of you went out and bought your cards. You got your thank you letters. So I'm curious, what have you experienced as a result of the throwdown last week before I give you another space to really practice that gratitude muscle and allow yourself to open up more. So I'm going to take a couple sips of my coffee and let you guys weigh in, because I know sometimes there's a delay on here. So I want to know from those of you that have been on here every day, and those of you that accepted the challenge, what's showing up for you? What are you experiencing as a result of flexing that gratitude muscle just a little bit more? See if I get any comments on here. I'll let you guys keep weighing in because one of the things I want to talk about is how to create an exercise. And let's see. Good morning, Monica. So let's see what kind of practice. And this is more of an individual practice that I want to challenge you with. And it is that space to create a very mindful place to play in the gratitude, a very mindful space to say thank you deliberately. And it's the magic list of 10. And so what I want you to do is think about counting your blessings. And yesterday we talked about magic being, let me see who's putting things in. Gratitude for a strong body. I get to work my body. Oh, I love that, Myra. Absolutely. Dawn, good morning. Yes, where are you finding that gratitude? And I love that we do. I mean, even this morning, I had to actually shift myself into a space of gratitude regarding my body, because I'm like, wow, I can tell I've not been working out at my capacity. I'm not doing the things I want. And rather than drop in a space to really berate myself and self-deprecate, I shifted and said, you know what? I have the opportunity to move back in that space. I choose to honor, and I'm so grateful that I recognize that I'm not allowing my body to be at its optimal level, and I wish and choose to give that to my body. And I had such gratitude for that awareness and realization to say, okay, I still love my body and where I'm at, and I get that opportunity to show it love even more. And so I love, Myra, that you talked about gratitude for your body. Martha, I have been expressing my gratitude to others in person. Oh, I love that. I love the fact that you have that opportunity to express that gratitude in person. It's so powerful when we express gratitude. And I remember seeing a quote, and I actually put it in my 3 days, where it says, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and never giving it. And excuse me, I want you to think about that for a minute. Having gratitude, having deep gratitude and appreciation for something and never expressing it is the same as wrapping a present and never gifting it. And so I think about that fact, the same thing from the receiving side. There was another quote that I saw that was actually part of my transition when I moved out to start my own business that said, never ever return a gift to God that has been unopened and unappreciated. And I think about how many times someone gives us a gift of gratitude, gives us a gift of something that says, I love you. And we dismiss it because we let our head trash get in the way. We dismiss it because we don't know how to take a compliment. Instead of simply saying, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for loving me in this moment. Thank you for showing up for me. And we have no idea how we forget how powerful that space can really be. And so, Terry, I am great with being thankful to someone interpersonally, but get stuck on handwritten notes when I don't have addresses. I have found a way around that, which seems to be even more impactful. Awesome. What I love about that more than anything is that you're not letting the normal, standard, whatever get in your way. That would be so easy to say, well, I don't have their addresses, so therefore I can't do the challenge. How many times do we let a initial roadblock get in our way from standing in a space where we can lead from love at a much higher capacity, where we can show up powerfully? We'll say things like, well, that's inconvenient, or I don't know how to do that. Instead of saying, okay, then what's the workaround? How can I make this happen? If I am fully determined and fully committed to showing up in a way where I can express gratitude to these individuals, then if I can't do a handwritten note in the traditional sense because I don't have an address, then how can I work around that and make that possible? And so I love that you didn't allow the noise or an excuse to stop you in that space. You have an opportunity at every turn to figure out if something is meaningful for you, and it's to drop in and allow that access to receive how you need to make that happen. Not pushing the how, not creating that resistance that we talked about, simply allowing yourself to say, okay, this path doesn't work. Let that go. There's got to be other ways to get to the same what. I receive access on what that might be. And so to allow yourself to feel into that. Martha, I have been choosing gratitude for some of the hard and unpleasant things that have pushed me out of my comfort zone. Yes, ultimately being the best thing for me, even though I would not have signed up for those things. Yes, here's the things that are brought to you, the toughest challenges are the most beautiful gifts that are wrapped in the paper that the bird probably pooped on. It's all wrinkled up newspaper. Yes, it didn't show up on a silver platter with a gold box and a red bow. It's showing up because it's there to teach you something. It's showing up because it's there to move you into your next level. And it's only when something pushes you up against your comfort zone that you're going to be able to expand into a space to grow, which is ultimately where you're going to have greater access to abundance and gifts and magic and success. And I know, because here's the thing that I also want you to realize is the more you grow, and the more you allow yourself to be in a space to have deep gratitude and to understand that the journey itself is the gift, some of the falls, some of the pits, some of the rock bottoms are going to get even stickier. They're going to get heavier. They're going to get a little more intense. Every one of my growth spurts has been harder than the last one. And I've now gotten into such a deep place of appreciation to go, man, the bigger the suck, the bigger the transformation on the other side. And what's so amazing about that, I found, is that the more it sucks, excuse me, the more it sucks, the more it pushes me, the more I want to scream and yell and kick and throw my arms up in the air, the more I want to cry, the more I just want to give up, is the more that the transformation is going to move me and propel me into a space I couldn't even imagine. And so when you can drop into and say, and I remember when one of my icks got really bad, and it was right before this transition out to do the work that I do now, and I was still in corporate. I remember simply crying every night before I went to bed. And I said, you know what? I did everything I could do today to show up in the best way possible, and I'm okay with that. And just know that right now this sucks. And yet I have unbelievable gratitude because I know that wherever you're taking me on this journey that sucks so bad right now, I know that wherever I'm coming out on the other side is a place I couldn't even have imagined 6 months ago. So just know that right now I have such deep gratitude for wherever you're taking me, because I know that I'm in this and still surviving. If I'm still here breathing and surviving crap, then it means I'm moving and propelling into something that is going to significantly alter my life. I'm going to drop into a space of deep gratitude. I even wrote, for those of you that have gotten a copy of my book, in the beginning I wrote a prayer that actually was that space of surrender. Help me to learn to love in a bigger capacity. Help me to learn to love and surrender, to know that this journey I'm on is from a place of grace, that I have deep gratitude for the things showing up. And it was something along those lines that really was able to, and it was probably about a 6-month period where I was kind of in a dark place. I even wrote a note to some of my friends saying, you know what, right now I can't be your rock, I can't be your shoulder, I can't be the person that lifts you up. I need to go a little bit internal, know that I'm okay, know that it's fine. I just can't explain what's going on, and I need you to understand and honor my request to let me kind of work through this. And so I remember I wrote a message out to a lot of my network to just say, right now I need to be in this ick, and I need to figure out what that is for me. And I needed to drop into a deep place of gratitude and grace for myself, knowing that that was going to move me because that's the reality. Every challenge that's ever come into your life has moved you into something better than where you were before. It's why it's showing up. And so let's see some of the other comments on here, Martha. I know that there's a message in the mess. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I get to write my story and create the ending. And you get to decide what the lesson is from that, right? And yes, very much that there's a message in the mess. And when you connect to that and own that and take responsibility for that and allow yourself to receive that with gratitude, you open up access for so much more. Robin, amen. I just experienced the blessing of the prize from being thankful for the struggle. God, I love that. I love that. I love how powerful that is. And when you really drop into that deliberate space of gratitude, you feel that, you know that, and it is the very thing that moves you out of that really sticky, trial and tribulation, that thing that's just sucking the life out of you and shutting you down. And truly, the bigger the fall, the bigger the rise. And I want you to think about that. If the law of reciprocity, if the law of receptivity, if the law of attraction, if any universal law is absolutely so, then anything that goes out must come back. So what goes down must come out. And it needs to be in the same magnitude of whatever. So if one side is negative and anchoring and heavy and icky, then what you need to realize is on the other side, it needs to be the same magnitude of joy and love and abundance and just incredible peace. And so if you're feeling something here, just know that the rise is going to be that magnitude on the other side of the spectrum. And so I absolutely love that. Good morning, Shirley. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about this magical list, which is it's your magic list of 10. And so this is your space to count your blessings. And so what I want you to do is I want you to make a list. Now, you can do this every day. It's a great way. Good morning, Marvin. It's a great way for you to stand in a space where you can deliberately put yourself in a place of gratitude every morning. And for those of you that don't journal right now or have asked many times, how do I get started journaling? What am I supposed to write? Dear diary, dear God, dear this. First of all, there are no rules to journaling whatsoever. You can draw pictures, you can write words, you can voice journal, you can do whatever. It's truly just a space to get you intentional. And so for those of you that struggle with journaling, this might be a place for you to start. It doesn't take very long, but it does put you in, and it does put you in a place to be very deliberate. And so what I want you to do is I want you to think about first thing in the morning. And so maybe you're still in bed, or maybe you've gotten up, you've gotten moving, you've done some of your other 5 a.m. morning routine or your power hour or whatever you're doing. And what I want you to do is I want you to get a journal or a piece of paper or something. And by the way, I love these little notebooks. I carry them everywhere with me, and they're really great for some of these journaling activities, because oftentimes it takes like a page. And when I get into some of the manifestation exercises, I love because they're all in one space. And I have volumes of these all over my house. You can actually get these on Amazon, like a pack of 5 for like, I don't know, $15 or something. They're super cheap, but they're awesome. And what I like about them for you ladies is they fit in your purse. I carry these with me everywhere. I am never without a journal, so that when I want to capture, especially gratitude, or I want to put myself in a place to manifest, I have something with me all the time. I do it on my phone too, but there is power when you have a mind to hand connection, there is a reason you have your handwriting. It's like your voice print. No one else has your handwriting. No one else has your signature. No one else has the ability. And so there is a uniqueness, there's a power, there's an energy when we do the mind to pen connection that is more powerful than when we just do it on computer. So this is where I'm going to challenge some of you that maybe you do your journaling, maybe you do a lot of your writing on your phone or on your iPad or on your computer. I'm going to challenge you to actually write these, because there's far greater magic and power when you push pen to paper and you are connecting that space. It is your voice print coming out in your unique signature. And there's a subconscious connection neurologically that happens when you see your writing, your connection, your words. It just enhances the power of what you're doing. And so I'm going to challenge you in that space, because I know a lot of you are like, I don't like my handwriting. Your handwriting was given to you for a reason. It is just like the body that you own. It is just like your hair and your eyes and whatever. It is unique to you for a reason. And your subconscious is in love with it, and your subconscious responds to it. And the more you continue to create those connections where you can create those opportunities for self-love, the more powerful you're going to be in that space. So what I want you to do is, first thing in the morning, I want you to make a list of 10 blessings in your life that you're grateful for. And so what I want you to think about is, I want you to think about twofold. One, it can be blessings that are already here that you know, like I would, one of my first blessings always is thank you, thank you, thank you for my sweet boy Peyton, who fills my heart with such joy and just I just overflow with love for him, right? And so the best way to think about your thank you or your gratitude statement in your 10 blessings is, one, either for things that are in your life already or things that you know are on their way, because everything is already around you. It's just a matter of accessing it. And what you want to do is you want to create a space where you deliberately say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you would actually write, thank you, thank you, thank you, and then what that blessing is. And if you want to give it even more oomph, you want to thank for what the blessing is and what it's brought into your life. So for example, I would say, thank you, thank you, thank you for my sweet boy Peyton, who continues to show me how to love and brings overflowing joy into my life. When you can connect it to what you're receiving from that gift, you give massive power to that blessing. And so when you start it with a deep, deliberate space of thank you, thank you, thank you for my unlimited prosperity that continues to show up in my business so that I can put more out to serve more people. Whatever that might be, you're writing 10, you're not writing a novel, but to put yourself in that space to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I suggest that you do this daily. I also suggest that if you've got one that really resonates with you, put it up somewhere where you can see it throughout the day. Allow yourself space throughout the day to go back and just drop back into that space of gratitude for where you started. And if you don't want to write it, okay, at least say the gratitude and really drop into that deliberate space. The more you connect, again, your brain, your mind, your hand, your heart, all of that together, the more you're going to make that more powerful. But it's really a space to count your blessings. It's really a space to say, make a list of the 10 blessings of the things you're grateful for. Write why you're grateful for each thing. What is it that each one of those things brings into your life, fills you up with? Go back, read your list, either in your mind or out loud. And when you get to the end of each one, again, say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always start mine with thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll say something like, I'm so happy and grateful that, or thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing X into my life, which does this for me. And then I will go through after I wrote every one of them and I read them and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. A really powerful exercise. And so my challenge to you is to at least write your first list of 10, your magic list of 10, to stand in that place of counting your blessings. And so that is the throwdown for today. That is a space for you to be very mindful, to start to add a practice where you are every day being intentional about giving thanks for the amazing gifts that keep showing up in your life. And so questions about that, comments about that, as we're wrapping up today's session. I'll give you just a minute. Allergy season here in Austin is killing me, let me just tell you. And I am grateful because the weather is extremely warm. And for those of you living up north, I heard it snowed in Milwaukee the other day. Very grateful that I left before that happened. Because I am back in Austin and it was 90 degrees yesterday. So happy to be home for sure. Awesome. Love that, Martha. I love that you're in. So very grateful to be home, very grateful to be blessed with the fact that, as you can see, my door is wide open at 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting here in a sleeveless shirt. So, you know, I'll take that all day long. All right, everybody. I will give you just another minute, see if there's any other comments. Otherwise, again, I want to hear how things are going. Post in on the page, post in the thread. As most of you can see, when you do make comments, whatever, I respond to every one of them. I want to make sure that you're getting the tools, the resources, things to significantly help you. Robin, thank you for you, my friend. Oh, thank you. You're going to make me cry for being such a beautiful vessel. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you. And thank you for our conversation yesterday. It was so wonderful catching up with you, Robin, or Wednesday, whenever that was. What's today, Thursday? Yesterday. So anyway, I'm so deeply appreciative that you are here, and so thankful for all of you for showing up. You really do fill my mornings. It's amazing. When I started this quest 2.5 weeks ago to say, let's do a Facebook Live every day, and that puts a big, challenge on me to come up with different things to talk about every day. I wasn't sure how it was going to connect, and so I love seeing all of you on here every day. I love the comments. I love the engagement. Just know that it absolutely fills my soul, and truly one of the things I feel most blessed by is that I get to serve this community. I get to serve all of you, and just how powerfully you show up for each other and for me and for yourself. So so much love for all of you, so much gratitude. Thank you for being on here. Tomorrow is Feature Friday. Not 100% sure what I'm bringing. I'm going to bring something good. So just plant the seed that whatever it's going to be juicy. I'm feeling really fired up for Friday. And so make sure you dial in. Also wanted to let you guys know there are some other resources available for you if you want to dive in even more. For those of you that don't know, I have a podcast that comes out every week. In fact, our friend Terry Rundell, who joins us every morning, she is my guest this week. It is a powerful episode, and I want you to check out what she has going on in her movement right now. It is a powerful way to empower teens and kids and help them drop into a space to build their confidence so that they can step into a space to lead more powerfully even earlier. And so absolutely love what she's doing. Loved our conversation. It was high energy, high impact for sure. So check that out. You can find that on iTunes. It's the Powerhouse Podcast. You can also find it on my YouTube channel as the Powerhouse Podcast as well. So it is both on video as well as audio. And then also for any of you that are in the Austin area or would like a visit to the Austin area, just to remind you, there is a 3-day event coming up May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd here in Austin. It is limited to 50 people, and seats are filling up fast and furiously, but it is a space where we do a lot of this work and deep transformation and really get into a space to look at who you are. So if you are interested, I've posted some things about that. We would love to see you there, but again, just some opportunities and ways to continue to serve all of you. So just want to let you know some resources that are available. Terry, you are most welcome. I so loved our show. Elaine, my gratitude and thanks to you as well. You are so welcome. And Martha, looking forward to getting fired up. Ooh, we might have to change that. You guys keep coming up with great tags for the days. You might have to be Fired Up Friday, and then Thankful Thursday, and whatever. So anyway, keep it coming. Everyone have a fantastic, terrific, absolutely phenomenal Thursday. I am sending lots of love and gratitude and just energy to all of you today. So mwah, I love you, sending you heart-to-heart hugs. Go out and make your mark on the world. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.